Let's see how that works. Can you guys hear me now? Hopefully. I think it's much better now. Keeping my fingers crossed. Thank you. Yeah, for those who are watching this in the recording, I had to start it all over. You might be watching starting from this point only, but we've had some issues with OBS. Hopefully it's gone now. We are currently in Nagpur, flying over Jay's hometown, is it? It's all good now. Okay, great to hear. So for those of you who are using OBS as well, OBS has normally a problem with the encoding if you're using NVENC, and if your graphics card is too stressed out, like 95% up utilization, normally OBS will start losing frames. But if you run it as an administrator, then it's able to handle even if you max out your GPU. I think the problem on my end was, for some reason, the admin mode, the compatibility I set for OBS got removed. So when I started OBS today, it started in normal, not as administrator. And so I was getting those frame drops. Hopefully now it's gone. Okay, good. We can fly after, 30-40 minutes. Sorry for the delay. Alright, let's load up little nav map. So I have an idea where we are, because I have never been in this place. Nagpur. So where should we fly from here, Jay? Which direction would you recommend flying? This is the map, guys. Nagpur. We're currently here, situated on the southwest of the city, looks like. Looks like lots of explorable areas currently. And looks like this is a pretty dense city, having lots of interesting highways. That might be the main highway right there. We'll try and explore and go around it, and we'll let Jay tour us around as we go. Alright. Towards Hyderabad. To the east. I would like to go there, because that is a very familiar name for me. Where is Hyderabad here? Nagpur. You guys see where Hyderabad is? To the east. How east is that? Well, we'll figure it out as we fly. But first, let's get started finally. Sim needs a supercomputer. Yeah, I think you just have to fiddle with the settings, and it works then. Alright. Looks like a beautiful morning, 6 a.m. right now, 6:10. ATC is not working because the aircraft is still off. Let's set the parking brake, turn on the fuel. We can turn on the battery. Adjust the lighting. Let's get some lights in the panel. Glare shield might help as well. Just a little. Beacon goes on. Let's go ahead and then get some fuel in here. Mixture to full. Throttle like an inch forward. Fuel pump is on. Fuel flow increases. Wait a couple of seconds. Turn that off. Clean the mixture. Clear. And let's start the engine. Beautiful. Looks good. Avionics can now go on. Looking good there. Alternator can go on, so we get rid of that volt sign and the battery can start charging up. Awesome. Now we can try and see how the weather is like by tuning to ATIS. Not hearing anything at the moment though. Might be a bug in the servers again. So in the meantime, if ATIS is not working, you can press the B key, B for Bravo, to synchronize the altimeter. There you go. So that changed the setting here to no 29er 69er. East like 500 to 600 kilometers. Yikes. Yeah, that's great that we are able to run this sim at all. People are saying it's not optimized, but considering how beautiful it looks, I'm actually surprised we can get this level of detail. Right, yeah, ATIS is not working. Thank you for following. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to say hi in chat, and yeah, I know I'm a bit delayed with the replies, but hopefully we'll get there soon. Depart to the east.
Nagpur ground, Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima ready to taxi departure to the east with Echo.
Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima taxi to and hold short of runway 32 via taxiway Alpha. Contact tower on 118.1 when ready.
I don't think there's a tower, is there?
Taxiing
Oh,
hold
there is.
short
Okay,
runway
good.
32 via taxiway Alpha Cessna 1 Charlie Lima.
That's one of my gripes about this sim, unfortunately. The taxiways are not accurate as in real life, and that's a big deal. Like if we load up the Navigraph charts here, let me show you. This is one of the gripes, and this is a major deal breaker, especially for those who are flying in VATSIM, because when you're flying with other people, you're given taxi instructions, and you don't even know the right taxiway, the accurate one. So let's see, search for Nagpur. So we were told to taxi via Alpha, right? I think it's this one. Yeah, Victor Alpha November Papa. If we go for taxi airport, show you the chart here, make it a bit larger. And you can, yeah, I installed Simlink and it's actually detecting where we are now. It's cool. So it said taxi via Alpha. There is no Alpha here. There is Foxtrot and Charlie 1. But the sim, I think, is just putting a basic stuff everywhere, and Alpha is all the way there. So yeah, the taxiway naming needs to be improved, definitely, because right now it is far from accurate. Alright, but anyway, we get the point, we get the picture. So we can taxi somewhere here. Let me just align where I am. Really need flaps. Okay. So we turn right, we look over there. Release the brakes. Off we go. A bit finicky. Lights go on. Just making my rudders work a bit, guys. Oh, beautiful clouds, beautiful weather right now. Perfect sunrise weather. At the very least, I think it is quite accurate. It's just the naming that's different. You didn't manage to get the Tagalog book. 5-day medical leave. Yikes. Well, yeah, hopefully you feel better soon. Where did we go? Runway 32. Okay, runway 32 is this one. So that's pretty close actually. That's good. Now this is tagged as an X in the airport, so I don't think this is a valid taxiway. And where we started was actually the military apron, if I'm looking at the taxi charts, but no one tell anything. Almost impossibly, sadly, for them to fix. I hope at the very least Navigraph finds a way to integrate, because if Navigraph can integrate with FS 2020 the same way it does with other sims, then they can correct the airports, the nav aids, and everything. Where's the start of this airport? I think it's over there because I see the approach lights in here already. Anyway, we'll go through here and see for ourselves. So are you staying here right now, Jay, in Nagpur? Is this where you were born and raised? Or is this somewhere you moved to recently? Yeah, might as well tell us some stories as you're touring us around. I should actually not have done that. Let's pause here. And let's request takeoff clearance before I enter
Nagpur
the
Tower
runway.
Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima at runway tree 2 ready for takeoff departure to the east.
Fuel pump goes on.
Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 departure to the east approved.
There we go.
Cleared for takeoff runway tree 2 Cessna 1 Charlie Lima.
3-2. I see 3-2 in front of me. Looks good. Alright. Wind is a bit to the left, so let's deflect that a bit using the ailerons. Takeoff power is set. Try to stay in the middle here. Oh, and yes, by the way, I modified the view a bit, so this is the default view of the plane. I want it like this more. I think this is a bit more realistic with the eye level. The other one is a bit too low. 60 knots. Start lifting up gradually, very subtly, for a smooth takeoff like so. Let's keep this climb. Let's keep the runway heading like so. Oh, that's beautiful. The buildings here are so different from what I'm used to, and it's exactly what I'm expecting. Going to a different place, getting a wholly different vibe. That's amazing. That's you've done a good job at that. Now, if it looks accurate to real life, Jay can judge that for himself.
Departure, I will contact you next when you leave my airspace.
Acknowledge.
Nagpur Tower Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima continue for east departure.
You seem to sit on the floor in airplanes. Yeah, the ideal, the normal, the default view is very low. It's very friendly for simming because like in this default view, if you look to the left, you see a lot, as opposed to when your view is that one, you cover quite a bit, but you can see more below. So I really like it. This feels a lot more realistic to me, more in line with what I see in the videos and what other pilots have been saying as well. The seats are on the floor. Hey, Recovery City. Manila Flight Sim video. Oh, nice. Glad you found me here as well. We did say depart to the east, so we should be flying to the east. What is runway heading? Runway heading is the direction the runway is facing. So when we say runway 32, more or less, it's heading on a 320 degrees plus minus 5 degrees heading. So you fly runway heading when you take off, and you maintain that all the way until you reach the end of the runway, and then you go wherever you were aligned, you were assigned to go to. Let's stay here at 2,500 feet so that we get proper vantage point of the city. Man, that is beautiful. Look at those clouds and how the sun just seeps through them. Oh my goodness. Alright, now that we are here, we can start dialing down on the throttle. Maybe keep it around 2100 RPM. I'll go and lean the mixture a bit. Like so. And I'll try to trim it so we are flying straight and level. I'll get back to you guys in a bit. How do those houses look, Jay? They look familiar, the buildings. Are they more or less accurate? People in Singapore are mostly Punjabi, not even Hindi. I am using a stick. Welcome back, Chuk City. Well, a yoke, to be more accurate. A CH Eclipse yoke. There is the huge building to our left there. If I look at my map, that should be... actually, I'm not sure what it is. Where are we? I'm sure I'm seeing that on the map itself. Is it a cinema? You know what that is, Jay? How about that one? Train station looks like, although I don't think there are trains in this sim yet, which is unfortunate. It is a body of water, apparently.
Charlie Lima, you are leaving my airspace. Frequency change approved.
Interesting. Not sure if that's accurate. There's a river here, though. Right, let's hand that off.
Nagpur Tower Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima frequency change.
Let's go and request for flight following and approach. Get a little bit of ATC
Nagpur approach
guidance.
Cessna
Close
Romeo
to real.
Papa.
Oh, that's
1
great.
Charlie Lima is type Cessna Skyhawk 4 miles northeast of Nagpur.
Waiting to get in
Request
stock for
flight
more than 2
following.
weeks. How are you playing at the moment?
Cessna Romeo Papa. 1 Charlie Lima Nagpur approach. Squawk 1511.
Oh, my bad. Actually didn't set this one.
Squawk 1511 Cessna 1 Charlie Lima.
There you go.
Cessna
The
1
sim
Charlie
actually
Lima,
automatically
radar
sets
contact
that here,
5 miles northeast of
1511.
Nagpur, 2,600 feet. Altimeter 29er decimal 69er.
29er, 69er.
Copy Cessna 1
Yep,
Charlie
got
Lima.
that correct. Train station, Gandhi Sagar. Wow. Pretty dense city. I love the look of it. Really looks busy, huh? As city as a city can get. I am climbing. Second, need to trim this properly. Twist rudder on the X55 Rhino works well enough. Since I got the rudder pedals, I've gotten a much bigger appreciation for them. Yeah, it looks quite nice. I never knew you needed to use rudder so much before till I got my pedals, so it's definitely next level. I think you start off with a joystick, get a yoke if you're interested, and then eventually you get some rudder pedals and notice the difference. City in India, busy? No. Impossible. Also called Orange City, because orange is grown here. Ah. Center point for India, literally. Oh, is it? That's cool. Let's have a look at the map. That's interesting. So if I go here, we zoom out. Nagpur is right there. Let's leave it in the center. So zoom out like so. Indeed, that is right the center point of India. Literally. Cool. Good to know. It looks like we are leaving the city, so let's loop around here, explore more of it. How are you using the yoke without rudder pedals? Actually, this yoke is interesting. It's very much built for beginners because it has fake rudder pedals. It's easier if you just Google it. CH Eclipse is the name. It has fake rudder pedals as part of the yoke, so you can like press them using your fingers, so you have some kind of rudder pedals. And it's good for starting out, but definitely different feeling if you really have rudder pedals of your own. Also a lazy city. Most people start working only at 11 a.m. Ah, so is it like a night owl city? Is nightlife pretty vibrant here? I guess people stay up late if they work late. Hit has no rudder pedals in real life. You wanted their pedals but you can't find them. Yeah, I think CH products are good for starting out. They're not high-end. They feel like a toy, but they work pretty well. And if you're starting out in your flight sim experience, it's a very easy purchase. It doesn't cost an arm and a leg, and it lasts quite long, I guess. It's durable enough, and it's great for all your simming needs. If you're not on that level where you need like hardcore metal parts and stuff yet. All go to bed home early, so you just sleep long. Interesting. People here must get a lot of beauty sleep. If you spot any notable buildings, let me know. Looks like this up is one of the main roads. It's pretty cold in winter, almost 6 degrees. Wow. Yeah, before I didn't even know that India had winter. I thought it was like forever summer as well. I only learned that recently. How do you set right and left trim on Cessna? Hey Nick boy. Right and left trim of what? Like rudder? Rudder trim? I don't think the Cessna Skyhawk has a rudder trim. Aileron trim, I don't think it has either. I don't think it's possible realistically, so you would really have to like step on the right rudder the entire time you're climbing. It is cold, yeah, for that standard, I guess. Definitely cold in my books, but not probably someone from Sweden. Small planes tend to just have the elevator trim. Yeah, exactly. I think that's the case here. Hey Toxic, welcome to the stream. I'm using a CH Eclipse yoke and Thrustmaster flight rudder pedals. Very good starting sim equipment. Canadian, that's probably normal. Yeah, more likely. I'm not sure about that, Rohan. If you look at Discord, I'm not sure. Because there has been like a statement saying the 27th is when they'll announce when the patch will be. But it doesn't seem like 27 is when the patch itself will be released. Which is a bit disappointing. But I hope we just heard it wrong. Anything above 20 is hot. Makes sense from someone from Canada, I guess. Who was that? There's a Canadian streamer. What's his name? Northern Alex loves cold weather. And Cascade, I think, is from Canada, right? You have enough snow in the Himalayas. I wonder how that looks in this sim. So do you think this 1J is more or less updated? So I recently learned that some of the satellite imagery in the Philippines is outdated, like 5 or 6 years old. Some airports don't even exist anymore, but in this sim it's still there. That's quite unfortunate. Alright, I think we're good. Let's go and look for places where we can explore. Where do you guys want to go next? Someone has ideas, let me know. Otherwise, we try to make FS economy work again. No high-rise buildings, so almost realistic. Oh, that's great actually. Thanks for that detail. It's good to know that it is built more or less accurately. So you get a feel of Nagpur, even if it's not 1:1. Nice. Same issue with satellite images for third world countries. Yeah, I think it's a very common issue. I hope they continue updating that. Yeah, the video I made in Boracay, it's a very famous beach in the Philippines. There's an airport nearby, and when we flew over it, people were saying that's not how that airport looks anymore. That the runway actually got extended twice its size already, and like airliners can actually land on it now. But what we have in this sim at the moment is like 5 years old, so only like small aircraft can land there at the moment. You just got goosebumps. Oh wow, that's great to hear. It looks that accurate, huh? I have the same feeling whenever I fly over Manila. The buildings aren't 1:1, like the proper buildings aren't like represented, but I definitely get that same vibe, and it's good enough for me. It's great, actually. I don't expect like any custom buildings in there, but the overall feel of it is there definitely. And I posted this in Discord, but I actually flew over some areas. Maybe we can fly there now if you guys want some storytelling. And yeah, I flew over some of the areas that I'm really familiar with. There's this route that I'm very familiar with. We go there often with Mrs. Clumsy, with my family, with my parents before. And lots of memories there. And when I flew over, it just reminded me of all those memories. It's so nice. The layout is pretty accurate, yeah, and I think the overall vibe of the buildings, they get pretty good. Mexico is in third world, newly industrialized countries. One of the worst airports ever made on Clumsy videos. Which one, Deso? The Katiklan one, the one near Boracay? Flew over your street and can see where you live, but it does not look that good. I can't even spot our house from in Manila when I tried. Too many houses grouped together. Vidarpa. I'm not sure if I can find it. Where is the general direction of that? See if I can find it in the map. International Cricket Stadium. That sounds like a big deal. Cricket is very famous in India, right? East to the city. Okay, we can head east. CPU temps 74 is where it's at the moment. That goes to up to around 80 maximum. We live in Metro Manila, that's like the greater Manila area, and we also live in Manila proper because the university where I studied is in Manila, and we got a unit nearby, so it's easier. So usually we would live in Manila during the weekdays, and we would go to Las Piñas, is the exact city where I'm from, on the weekends. It would be like an hour and a half travel. I absolutely love those clouds, my goodness. Can't get any more real than that. Wow. Hey Facundo, how are you? Thanks for joining. Hey Waldo, Puerto Galera. We can explore more of the Philippines in this stream actually. I guess we have some Filipino viewers joining us. Thanks for joining, guys. If no one has other suggestions, we can do that after we explore this area. Did you just unlock that, Rohan? Nice. Thanks for following, guys. Appreciate it. Fly around the world will be quick. There is actually someone in Reddit who is trying to fly over the entire world, tracing the coasts of every continent, most of the continents, in a Cessna Skyhawk, in a Cessna 172. But I think he didn't factor in that some airports aren't modeled in the sim. Like what I read in the post is like he had a flight plan over Faroe Islands. I remember we had a viewer last week from the Faroe Islands. Unfortunately, in this sim, there are no airports in the Faroe Islands, so that's going to need a bit of rerouting on his end, I think. You got sub for this month, nice. GG. That thanks to Alex. I'm trying to find it, Jay, but I'm not sure. How far away is it from the city? Not sure I'll be able to find it by just eyeballing it. Nice. He flew out to those islands. It had an airport. That's good to hear. Like we have in the Philippines, a very famous destination, Batanes. It's in the northernmost part of the Philippines. Like it's not even like, these are like very small islands to the northernmost part. And normally there should be an airport there, but there isn't in this sim. And I flew there, I just flew over there, spawned in there, took a look at it. It was very low quality, unfortunately. So lots of people are requesting. Lots of my countrymen are requesting for that, but I could not oblige because it doesn't look good. At least not yet. So I hope they fix it. Looks like a proper highway in here. Multiple lanes. And looks like there is a massive junction coming up ahead. There it is. I wonder what you call that junction. South of the city. Are you making us go in circles now? Are you Nagpur flying me now instead of Mumbai busing? Let's go to the south. Thanks for following, guys. Welcome to the stream. Hope you are enjoying. Just chill time flying around. I hope to do some IFR flights today. Not sure if we can manage that, but it would be nice to get some like proper technical flying in addition to VFR flying, because a lot of people know already that VFR is very much achievable in this sim, but I think the missing piece now is, can it do proper IFR flights? So that's like instruments, procedures, charts, and everything. Let's go and trace this highway. Actually, this river is something I could trace as well. Just thinking about it there, but okay. Good to know. Honest mistake. Spitfire would be an awesome plane to fly. Is that in this sim? Ikawai? That sounds like a tail dragger. Hey, even Track IR is the name of the software. It would probably, well, of the hardware. It would probably depend on where you are from. How much did I purchase it for? Goodness. Somewhere between 200 to 300 SG dollars, I think. If I remember correctly. From the US. You might have to do a quick Google search to get the price for your region. You can type in Track IR. It's one word. So we're tracing the highway now. What's the name again, Jay? I see a Purti power plant, a Ramadam. Ramadam. That's nice. Let's go there. Actually, that looks quite interesting. I see it. Vidarbha Cricket Association Stadium. So we can trace this highway. Just trace it. We'll come across a large junction again, and then it will be to the south of that. So we turn left. After we reach the junction, we turn left. After we cross the junction. Okay, so let's VFR this thing. I won't look at the map starting now, so we can do a proper VFR. There you go. Follow the road. Trace the highway to find your home. Isn't it cool? It's so cool navigating by visuals and actually managing that in the sim. I traced it from the airport in Manila. I traced it going through the highway, doing an exit, seeing the toll gates. tracing even the small roads that I frequent in real life. And then I saw the junction going to my house, although I didn't spot my exact house. But yeah, it's so cool. And then it just feels very different flying, seeing it from 1,000 feet, 2,000 feet above. Feels much more different. See if we can take some shots while flying here. Oh my goodness. That is breathtaking. There we go. Screenshot saved. Can you guys see that? I don't think it pops up on your end, huh? I think that's on my screen only, even if I'm doing display capture. The Windows game bar. And that looks so real. I'm hands-free right now. I'm hoping that I properly trimmed my aircraft. Let's have a look inside. Yeah, we're still at 2,500. That's nice. Actually, I don't manage that quite often. Fancy trimming doesn't happen often. Did you manage to find where you live in Singapore? Yes, I did. The building is not exactly the same, but it has the same appeal. I like it. It's actually quite nice. I took a couple of photos of it. Nagpur also has the biggest Buddhist temple kind of place called Dikshabhumi. Dikshabhumi. Ooh, can you see it from above, you think? Or is that something like inside? That's nice trivia there. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for touring us around your place. Did we fly over your home in this flight? Did you spot it? Don't have to point it to us, but would be nice to know. Nice, good. Thank you for following, guys. Welcome to the channel. Hope you're enjoying having a chill time. By the way, guys, for those who watched it, thank you for the support. The recent video I released with the autopilot tutorial seems to be gathering a lot of views and comments. I've been spending a lot of time replying to the comments, but it's great. It's great to see that people find it mostly useful, even if I did get some things inaccurately, but for the most part I think it proved helpful to many people. So the next time someone asks, I can point them to that video and it would be easier on both ends. Yeah, that actually works here as well. The autopilot concepts. Alex is trucking. What truck is he using? Let's see if we can fly over him. Dikshabhumi Panoramio. TGX. I guess he's using EVRs. Hey, adorable. Thanks for joining. They do have a built-in flight planner now. That's usually what I use. If I don't need something too specific, I just use the built-in flight planner. It's accurate enough. It can give you the airway. Does it have airways? I'm not sure if it has airways, but it has departure and approach, arrival procedures. So it does have those included and supported. Okay, this is the junction. That's the stadium, I guess. I guess it doesn't look like a stadium from here. It more looks like a donut. I guess that should be a bit more raised. That's what I'm assuming. UK drives on left, US drives on right, people in China drive on this. Might be depending on which part of China. The part of China I've been to is very, how do you say, modern. Like any business district you can imagine. Yeah, huge junction right there, and right beside it is the stadium. It looks good from afar, but if you look up close, I guess it would look pretty 2D. Let's see. Here it is. It's not too bad, huh? Even if it's 2D, because it has shadows. It's not the worst looking thing. At least they got it in there. Like the airport, I'm telling you, that outdated area in the Philippines, where there should have been an airport right now, it's just plain grass. Like absolutely nothing in there. And I'm not sure if they deliberately deleted it, or maybe during that time when they took the satellite image, the place has been leveled out, but the airport hasn't been built yet. I guess it's more the latter. Great. Not realistic. Yeah, I don't think any kind of camera trick can help with that. Where is it there? It's really just 2D. The AI probably didn't know what to do with it. Okay, let's find a place to land. Normally we can turn back and land in the airport, but I think let's try to see, is there an airport nearby? I want to fly to Ramadam. I like the name. That one right there is where we're going. There is no airport nearby, my goodness. Yeah, the closest one is like, let me show you. So I'm looking at the map here. I'm zooming out. There's Nagpur. Little nav map is so handy. You can do right click here. You can measure the distance from here, like a ruler, to there. That's 77 nautical miles away, the nearest airport. Aside from the one we took off in. So I think what we'll do, we can actually try landing on the runway. That's what other people do, right? In emergencies, they land on the runway. So we can do that. We can fly over the dam, have a quick look, and then we can find a highway where we can land at. See how that feels. Yeah, little nav map. It's a third-party application, and it is so powerful. It will take a bit of learning though. There's a bit of learning curve involved because it's quite complex. But once you get the hang of it, it's a very powerful tool. You can land at the dam. I guess it depends how wide the dam is. But yeah, that missing airport I was mentioning about, it's the Panglao airport in Bohol in the Philippines. I landed in grass. That's a bit sad. I was like lining up myself on the runway in Little Nav Map, because how it works right now, so this is Little Nav Map, right? And that's just the map part, but in actually there is a whole lot of buttons here, and the map is only one part of it. And there's like a scenery library here, and you can say where it's taking the scenery from. At the moment, it does not synchronize with the FS 2020 in terms of scenery. Like, it knows where you are, but it cannot get exactly the airport information from FS 2020 yet. So what I'm doing is I am subscribed to a different service called Navigraph. It's a paid subscription, and then it updates the different navigation aids and airports and stuff. So what I'm doing is, for Little Nav Map, I'm saying use Navigraph for all features, all the nav aids, procedures, all the airports. So the airports I see in Little Nav Map is not 1:1 with the airport I see in the sim. So for those like outdated stuff, it will not be 1:1. And then you can change the map type to like satellite, Google Maps, or OpenStreetMap, stuff like that. So very powerful tool. It's free as well. I highly recommend it, regardless of what you're flying, whether it's an airline or a GA or something. I love the look of the land here. Very different colors. Like, yes, it's all like farmland and everything, but if you compare the color overall vibe of this to the one we see in the UK, very different, right? Quite interesting. Maybe it's the climate. Okay, dam is coming up ahead. Ramadam should be, let's see how that looks. Should be right there, I think, where my mouse is. Temporarily closed. That might be actually a good area to land. That looks like a huge strip of... Not sure if I can say straight area. Let me show you the map. So we are right here. We're headed towards Ramadam. And Ramadam should look like that. But here you see temporarily closed. I guess that's the dam itself. Maybe. Yeah, because this is the river. But maybe we can land there. This one. This like strip here looks huge. We'll see how it looks from the sim. Fall off the other side of the dam. Yar, Jack, wish I was 29. One can hope. How are you, man? How was Elite Dangerous? Sorry couldn't drop by. Thank you for joining. Glad you made it. Are you excited for the hunting session? Haven't installed the hunter yet. When you get to the Philippines, there's a lot of red and blue houses. Yeah, that's true. That's something I noticed as well. The Philippines seems to be found with red roofs in particular. There's a section of the highway along East Coast Park in Singapore where the center barrier is easily removable and fighter jets can emergency land. Oh wow, that's cool. That's interesting. I didn't know that. We were flying over Iceland. The colors are different. The colors and different features of the area on the ground was amazing. Oh yeah, that might be something we can do. Compare how pro mods depicted Iceland and compare how it looks in the sim with satellite images and everything. So that I think is the dam itself. Oh, that looks so good. There it is. Satellite images coupled with 3D trees. Not bad looking at all. There it is, I guess. Not sure if it should look like that, but that's where we can land it maybe. Let's go to flight idle in here. Start losing some airspeed. I am in the 80 knot range. Flaps down. Just go flaps full here. Just coast wherever it takes us. Nagpur is called winter capital because in the winter the whole politicians from Mumbai move. It's not hot like in Mumbai. I see. We have that as well in the Philippines in Baguio, summer capital. But we call it summer capital because we go there during summer because it's cold there. But I guess the purpose is the same, but the name is completely different. Maybe the opposite, huh? Yeah, this is where I was planning to land, that straight strip. Not sure if it's the right thing to do though. Elite was fine, did a bit of mining. Nice. Looking forward to the hunt as well. I hope I can join. I think I should be able to. So, where do we land? On the farm? We can land on the farm. But I guess it's a bit more challenging if you try to land on that, like, I don't know what that is even. Beach area kind of thing. So let's treat it as like a downwind approach here. Stern base. Not really give it some power so that I won't lose too much airspeed because we have full flaps right now, which is not ideal. There it is. Perfect. Alright, there we go. Landing on the beach. I guess as close as possible to a beach you could do. Just let it coast along. There we go. Very subtle. Very flat, thankfully. It's like it was built for this. Nice. Just let that speed bleed off bit by bit. Land on Alex's field. I don't think he would like that. So downwind base, these are like areas in the traffic pattern It's like the runway is this way, and when you're doing an approach to the runway and visually, you can join the traffic pattern, which is like a rectangular approach to it. So each part of that rectangle would correspond to a certain name. Like if you are parallel to the runway but on the opposite direction, you're downwind. If you turn left, I'm not sure if you can see the rectangle, but if you're parallel to the runway but opposite direction, you're downwind. If you turn like perpendicular to the runway, you're on base. And when you are turning towards the runway itself in the same direction as the runway, then you're on final. Something along those lines. Here we are. Scenic sight. I love the detail. Like even this close, you can see even like each like rock. Even that rock. Each piece of grass there. You're half expecting people to come out. That looks so real, my goodness. That was not bad at all. And it's amazing to see that, like in this sim, which focuses on flying, you get so much detail on the ground, even up this close. And this is just auto-generated stuff, nothing even handcrafted. Water texture, oh yeah, that's a good call as well. It does look pretty good. Thanks, HUD. Yeah, glad it made sense. Alright, so let's go and... Actually, I forgot to turn off a lot of things, huh? Well. Turn off avionics. Move the flaps up. Turn off avionics before you turn off the engine so that it wouldn't harm the avionics. There you go. Turn off the lights, turn that off. And of course set the parking brake. Otherwise we probably would skid over to the watery area. Nice. Thank you for the tour, Jay. Thanks for the suggestion and for claiming your points there. That was a great trip. Very Jumanji vibe. That's true. Lake or the ocean. Yeah, this is not the ocean, definitely. This is, what do you call it? Is this man-made? No, it doesn't look man-made. It's too rough. Lower Wuna Dam, looks like. Good. Right, so let's go back to the main menu and let's see if we can reproduce the issue. There is sometimes an issue with live weather. After you do your first flight, you go back to the main menu. When you load in your second flight, you don't have live weather anymore. Happened to me a couple of times already. Let's see if it will happen again. I did, Jay. Thanks for the tour, man. Appreciate it. So where do you guys want to go? Want to go more FS economy? Want to do more sightseeing? More IFRs things? Let me know. In the meantime, I will try to find some stuff. So if I look for like a caravan, I'm not familiar how to fly that though. Do an autopilot to the A320. You guys want to try it? You guys want to try an A320? Oh man, I suck at that. Because I've been flying too much GA. I'm sure I will butcher the landing. I will flare too much. Okay. So I'm looking at all the TBM 930s that are rentable. Looks like we have, let's sort it by country. Canada, Egypt, US. Oh, not a lot, huh? There's one in Tanzania though. You guys know where Tanzania is? Looks interesting. Could always combine them. Cricket sounds, oh yeah, good catch. Southeast Asia has a lot of red roofs. Malaysia has it too. I wonder why. That's in Madagascar, this one. Tanzania is in Africa. Yeah, okay, let's try it. Let's open both and see which one we like better. We'll do a flight with the TBM 930. Tanzania is in East Africa. There are a couple of things here. Let's have a look. Okay, TBM 930, that one. You can fly it Flight southwest is ideal, but not a problem. We have a couple of flights here. That's 300 miles. That's a bit far. Okay. If we go to Tanzania, that TBM 930, yeah, that's pretty reasonable rental costs. And then we can go, yeah, I think this is better in terms of distance. So we can go to Mozambique. That sounds familiar. From Tanzania to Mozambique. I guess like that. So let's go and rent this TBM 930 before someone else beats us to it. There you go. That's rented. Let's go and take 6 passengers. It's more, gives you more if you get it 1 passenger. Like this one has 2 passengers but only pays 1.3. So if you get 2 passengers that are separate, they pay 1.6 or 1.7. So you earn more if you take individual passengers as much as possible. Add that to our assignment. Let's go to our flight. We see now there 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 departing. Oh, interesting. Looks like the TBM 930 can take 7 people. Oh, nice. Okay. Well, I won't decline that. So let's take one more person here. So that would be that one. Let me see. 2. One sec, give me a few seconds, guys. Just reacquainting myself with this. 8:59. So that's 7. Yeah, 7. No seats available, so that's full. No fuel left here. Let's refuel. Hopefully someone. Okay, unlimited jet A. Okay, that's good. Unlimited jet A. We want one sec. How do we tell how much we can carry? So it says here up to 75% fuel, it should be able to take 7 passengers. And just to be on the safe side, let's load up as much as we can. Not cheap out on the fuel so much, even if it's not as optimized. 75% is 219 gallons, so we just say local market, fill it to 219 so that we have enough fuel. Then that should say 7 seats, all are there. 527, 75%, looks good. All right. Okay, that looks great. So let's see here. Let's try the built-in thing, the built-in flight planner, if it will help us. Hotel Tango Lima, India. Mozambique is Southeast Africa, former Portuguese colony. Wow, look at all those runways. Interesting. To Foxtrot, Quebec, Mike Delta. Foxtrot, Quebec, Mike Delta. Is that the one? Mueda? Is it? Mueda in Mozambique. Yes. Okay, good. So that's 53. No, that's the wrong plane. Take the TBM 930. Make sure we have TBM 1 Charlie Lima's call sign. So we got called that in the air traffic control thingy. And then what I can do is I can also open up the FS Economy client. Let's see, let's wait for that to get connected. There we go, connected. It is currently 3:32 a.m. Let's move that forward to like maybe 7 a.m. Running ATS the way you run it on your 2060 pushes harder than MSFS. Oh really? What graphics are you setting there? Live weather looks pretty good. Let's see if there is a bug with that again. Yeah, I think, look at that, the wind is blank. It's either they don't have wind information here or the bug happened again. In any case, let's fly it. Which one is the longest runway? All of these are grass, oh my goodness. The longest runway is this one. 16, let's set that one as departure. Started running already, so we get it fast. And here, this is asphalt at least, 7,600. Okay, so the bit tricky part is here, soft runway takeoff. I'm not sure how to do that in the TBM 930, but we'll try. Let's see if we can go high altitude airways. Not really. Nothing in there. Okay, let's do that anyway. Just direct. Can we do like VOR? There's no option. Okay. Let's load it up and see how that works. Would you ever overfly Antarctica? If it looks good, yes. But I think there's a video already. Someone flew over Antarctica. I don't think it is very well built. Like it looks pretty plain except for the northern border or something like that. Limit FPS to 62 and run high preset. Yeah, very powerful, huh? It's nice that your system can manage that already in 60 frames. My goodness. In a sim like this, it's amazing. I'm surprised the 2060 Super can handle that. Alright. Oh my goodness, that looks scary. So even for the TBM, I set my view to a bit higher like this. I think it's more realistic. I'm basically aligning the center of my camera with the center that near the top of the chair here for a more realistic feel. Realistic vibe. Now I don't think there is tower here. Yeah, runway 16 to the south. Alright, we do have our Ifr clearance here. We've been cleared to 6,000 feet from the looks of it. 6,000 feet. If you go to nav here, you can also put in departure frequency 119.3. Standby. And squawk 33435, that's already set. Good. Alright. I think we're good there. Seen as high as 90 FPS. Wow. That's interesting how that can manage. How the graphics card can manage that. Mine goes nowhere near 60 most of the time. Now when you're using the TBM and when you're starting on a runway like this, there's a bug at the moment that you don't have lights in the panel. So what you just need to do, and even if you do that, it doesn't fix it. This is supposedly the panel lighting. What you do is just take the cabin, turn it on, turn it off, and now you have lights in the panel. I don't know why, but yeah, it's a bug. Landing lights, okay, looking good. Parking brake is released. Not sure how you take off from soft runways. I think you'll have to lift the nose wheel. We'll see. Right, it looks like we have clear weather again. Might be the bug that I was mentioning. Lift the wings a bit. There we go, we're up. Let's maintain it low. And then now that we reach rotation speed, now we can climb properly. Good. Beautiful. We managed it somehow. Alright. Positive rate gear up. Almost forgot about that. travel anywhere in the world. Now this feels like Africa, doesn't it? Nice. Flaps up, 150 knots. Looking good there. Right, let's go and get our clearance 119.3. Let's go and transfer that and contact. What is DAR Center?
DAR Center DBM 1 Charlie Lima is at 1,600 feet, climbing 6,000 feet.
TBM 1 Charlie Lima DAR Center, continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Yeah, 2992 again. That's definitely not working. Alright, let's go ahead and join our flight plan here. Let's hand fly this a bit. I'm not sure how that works then. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, huh? Interesting. But that's great that it can, so the potential is there. Just have to be fine-tuned for the other combinations as well. Very interesting looking runway. Oh, I forgot something. Okay, it worked, I think. Because I forgot to start the flight in flight sim side, but I think now it's working. I think I was still able to start it because we were fairly close to the airport. So the passengers got loaded midway as we were in the air. Let's have a look at the map. That is MFD, zoom out. There it is. Over torquing it. Reaching 6,000 feet now. Let's level off and adjust the trim. .960s and 570s running it. Yeah, there are a couple of videos with those kinds of benchmarks with the different rigs. Great to see, so people can get an idea of how the sim would perform on their end. No airliner, not a TBM. Most fancy thing is the Caravan so far. How does it behave? How does it fly for you, the Caravan? Is it well simulated, more or less? I mean, not study level for sure, but it's good enough for now. So that's also a plane I want to learn how to use. We're climbing a bit here. One of the best, that's great to hear. Maybe we can try that still in this stream if we get a chance. Try to look for a thing there in the Caravan. A job with a Caravan. How many people can it handle in FS economy? .6,000 feet. Still haven't trimmed this properly. There you go. I think that looks good. I'm gonna get good with the Caravan and the King Air. I have not even tried the King Air yet. One engine is enough for my capabilities at the moment. I remember there's a study level King Air 350 in X-Plane. I was not able to try it out, but I've heard very good things about it. One of the best study planes out there, I think, for GA. Not done FSE yet, I see. Yeah, I'll have to work with it a bit more understand. What can we see here? Let's have a look at the map. Where are we? So there's a button in... still not trimmed properly. The faster the plane, the harder the trim. More power in there. More sensitive. So there is a button in little nav map that centers to your aircraft like that, and then it would load the corresponding satellite imagery as necessary. Lindy region. Looks like there is this huge thing. Not sure what that is. Is it a river? Looks like it's a dried up river. Should be coming close. Should see it from below actually already. Where are we going here? Which airport are we going to? I should have plugged in the flight plan here as well. Let me see. Okay, let me plug that in. So we are going to... So we're coming from here. Dindi Airport. It's actually not. You can look at that. It's not tagged as an airport in Navigraph. So that's one of the inconsistencies that I was mentioning. Flight Simulator tags that as an airport, but Navigraph does not. So in little nav map here in this app, I don't see it as a valid airport to use. And Foxtrot Quebec Mike Delta. Oh my goodness, where is that? I wonder. I can search for it at least if I type it here. Unfortunately, Navigraph does not have that either. So yeah, we're flying a bit blind here. So the smaller airports I don't think are properly represented. I don't think that's the one. Alright, leave that as is for now. Hey, Blackpool. Thank you. Hola. ¿Qué tal? Hey, Mary Jipu. Thanks for joining. Sydney, Australia. You can try that out if you find a job there. After this one, that is. Me? No, I'm not British. I am Filipino. Okay, there we go. That's more or less level. 230 knots. I think we can speed that up a bit more. Just a tad. Getting close to the plane's limits in terms of speed. It's a bit sad though. Almost no wind here. Yeah, because the weather isn't loading up properly. If you put the wind option, yeah, that's like the basic wind, 224, 3 knots. So yeah, I think Swappy is onto something. Swappy mentioned running the thing in admin mode. Running the sim as admin should help avoid these issues with the clear skies from the second flight onwards. And now that I restarted it and made it not in admin mode again, because I was getting stutters a while ago and I was wondering if that was the case. Now I got the issue again, so I'll try going to admin mode again later, see if I can avoid this issue, because it is a bit of an immersion breaker. Now we can adjust the weather on our own. Let me see. Right now it's 8 degrees here, 6,000 feet above. Let's get some weather, but let's try to line that up properly. Let's maybe get some broken clouds in here. Yikes! Be a bit too much. How about few for now? There you go. And then 8 degrees, so we need it to be a bit hotter. That's too much. That's close enough. Alright, there you go. Now the altimeter settings are the same, but at least we have some weather in. Just to have some clouds in here bit more realistic. We are on an IFR flight here, so we should follow the flight plan exactly. Live weather does not. I mean, the weather always worked if you assign it manually, but the live weather bugs out for me on the second flight onwards. Swappy was mentioning it was only for those in the Microsoft Store who bought it from the Microsoft Store, and a possible fix is to run it as admin. But if you got it from Steam, you might not have that issue. Punching through clouds. Beautiful, my goodness. That is always breathtaking. You have it from Steam and you have the same issue. Ah, I see. Can you try running it in admin mode next time? See if that fixes it. Because I tried admin mode yesterday and I tried second flight. Yeah, I still had the proper live weather. So it looks to be fixed, but I'm not sure if it's consistently fixed that way. And it is beautiful. That lighting, huh?
TBM 1 Charlie Lima, you are 68 miles north. Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 16 approach.
Vectors visual runway 16. Copy.
Maintain present heading and altitude. Expect vectors visual runway 16 approach TBM 1 Charlie Lima.
Actually, I should have enabled yaw damper as well, but I noticed that the yaw damper doesn't seem to work in this plane. Not sure if that's just my imagination. You can see when you take screenshots. Why? Is there something wrong with it? Should I be hiding it from you? I don't get it. And those clouds from this close. I watched a video from Aviation 101 just yesterday. He was flying somewhere in Florida, I think, but there was heavy weather. He had to move around quite a bit. And it's so nice that in this sim, if you get live weather like this, for example, even any weather like this, you can actually do the same thing and avoid those clouds, deviate and evade them properly like so. You have proper visuals on them now. They're not just like arbitrary things floating. Shows a slight yellow border. I see. Okay, good to know. I think there's even a sound that comes with it. We'll try next time again. Oh man, this is nice. Too bad I can't do any proper IFR here because the airport isn't even registered on Navigraph. But we'll figure out a way. Where in Africa are we anyway? Maybe that would be... So if we zoom out... Ah, indeed, East Africa. Southeast. That's cool. Oh, Madagascar is just here, I see. Pretty close to where we were trying it. We could have been flying there too. It's just that the jobs there were not as good. That's cool. What's a bit disconcerting here is if you look at the Flight Sim Economy app. So it says rental time left 9 hours, that's fine. You see all the jobs that you have lined up, the 7 ones that I picked. But what's scary is this one. The rental cost is increasing continuously, like you're in a taxi. Then the meter is coming up, the fuel is rising, the rental cost is rising. It's like, hold it. It's quite nice though, very detailed. Now Now my expectation is air traffic control should guide us when we should start descending, but at the same time, it's best if we compute that on our own. So if we're 6,000 feet above, and I'm assuming the airport is, actually I don't know the airport elevation. I'm hoping it's, let's say it's 1,000 just to be on the safe side. So we need to descend, we need to lose 5,000 feet. We multiply that by 3, remove the zeros. 5 times 3 is 15. That means we need to start descending when we are 15 miles away from the destination. Right now we're still 50 miles away, so it's not that important. We don't need that yet. And when we do that, we need to descend at around a 3-degree pitch down descent. Is how that thing would play in. I remember someone telling me in the comments as well, taught me how to compute the actual descent rate you need. Instead of just saying 3 degrees pitch down, you can actually compute for the vertical speed you need, and it's something like your airspeed, the airspeed you have during descent, times 5, I think that is. So times 10 divided by 2 for easier computation. Here we go again, punching through clouds. Hey Tavares. Doing good, man. Thanks for joining. How are you? Real pilots fly VFR anyway. Yeah, why not? But we are on IFR right now, so we have authority to punch through clouds like this, which I normally don't have in flying VFR.
TBM 1 Charlie Lima contact Vera Center on 126.1.
126.1, and I like to roleplay this. Even though you can automatically transfer the frequency by just clicking a button here, I like role-playing and immersing myself in here, and I just really like to punch that there, 126.1 transfer. Works the same, but this is more immersive, actually working with the radios.
Vera Center TBM 1 Charlie Lima 6,100 feet.
Have a good night, Sarias.
TBM 1 Charlie
Thanks for
Lima
hanging out.
Vera Center continue as planned. Altimeter 29.902.
Hey Tom, welcome back. It's been a while. How have you been? We are somewhere in East Africa, going to Mozambique. I have no idea what we can find there. Does sound a bit familiar. I've heard it's somewhere, but that's the extent of my knowledge about the place. Just flying where the job takes us. How have you been? What have you been up to recently? Well, if we are working with fake weather, might as well try some funky weather, like, I don't know, snow or heavy rain storms. And we can try how it really works. So we really need to rely on our instruments and do proper IFR. We can fly somewhere with procedures, so we can follow the proper approach and everything. Try to avoid bad weather. That might be a thing we can explore. We can always fly into the hurricane. That's true. Where is there a hurricane right now? Some people, I think, tried that. It's funny when in real life you would try your best to avoid it, but I saw a meme about that actually. Flight simmers chasing the storms every step of the way down near Cuba. If we manage to get live weather fixed again, we can try that, but right now it's not possible given some of the issues we have been encountering. Live weather is not loading up. Right, how far away from me are we? 33 miles. Okay, so halfway there, and then we should start our descent. So what I can do here is I can go alt mode, 6,100, like so, hit nav, autopilot, and that should get us to 6,000 feet. Staying there, following the magenta line exactly. Can you fake the weather? Yes. Here. Manipulate the weather as much. Put as many cloud layers as you like and stuff. You can even make it snow here in Africa. That one. Yeah. It's pretty cool. If you want snow, we can do something like that. Snowing. Let's get some few clouds in here. There you go. Singapore is snowing. Yeah. So interesting how they can make that work. Oh, we have to change the temperature back again. I think we said around 21. Hey Dead Cat, welcome. Is there still a bit left of snow? Actually, it's quite interesting when you put the snow or rain as the weather, and when you stop it, like the ground is still wet from the rain. It doesn't just like all disappear. It's quite nice, that touch. You're saving up for the new Xbox X that comes out in November. Plan on getting top tier of this game, Xbox X. That's great. That's a great plan.
TBM 1 Charlie Lima descend and maintain 4,800 feet.
48. Let's confirm that.
Descend and maintain 4,800 feet TBM 1 Charlie Lima.
A bit early, but not too bad. So 48 is our desired altitude. We hit VS and then we move this down so that we get VS 1,000 feet per minute and we start descending just very subtly. Pull back on the yoke a bit, on the throttle. Actually, we should have turned on inertial separator because we are punching through clouds like this. I don't think that's simulated anyway. Thanks Dead Cat, appreciate that. That's the goal. Glad it's achieving its purpose. Yeah, the problem with that, Tom, is they haven't really announced a release date yet for this sim on the Xbox. I think they have plenty of stuff to do on the PC version before they start exploring how to move this over to Xbox. Still pretty much more or less like early access version. That warning light, don't worry about it. That's just the inertial separator turning on. Now in the real plane, if I understood it correctly, this warning sign should actually disappear. You don't have to press it if it's the inertial separator. Like there are warnings that you really have to press and what do you say, acknowledge is a term, but the inertial separator itself should like blink for like 2 or 3 times only, and then it should stop blinking automatically. But yeah, those things you don't have fully simulated. I guess you would only see those in like study level planes. Yeah, I guess that's why we don't know the exact reason, but people are thinking that might be the reason why it's banned in China. Turn on the landing lights here. I just love how detailed they have this sim. Even like the scratch marks and the imperfections on the windshield. You see those like smudges? Quite nice. And when the sun reflects off the windows, you actually see the scratches. Attention to detail is immense. So graphics department, no problem there at all. I just wish they would apply the same focus in the systems as well moving forward. We are approaching a city, Mueda Market. Looks like there is a pretty big town up ahead. It might actually be where the airport is as well. basing on where we are headed at the moment. Interesting.
TBM 1 Charlie Lima Airport is 10 miles at your 11 o'clock. Maintain present heading and altitude, report runway in sight.
You guys see the runway?
Maintain present heading and altitude TBM 1 Charlie Lima.
Runway 16 is where we are going to be assigned to, so it should be right in front of us, but the runway should be something like that. It's probably this one, huh? Yeah, it's probably that one. North Korea. There is actually a video already. Obsidian Ant flew over North Korea. Runway in sight.
TBM 1 Charlie Lima
Start slowing
runway
down
in
here.
sight.
So yeah, North Korea
TBM
is
1 Charlie
leveled.
Lima, you are 7 miles north of Foxtrot, Quebec Mike Delta. Turn right heading 1905.
Okay. Well, I'm almost at that heading in 1903. Not sure how much that would help, but okay. Go to heading north
Turn right
here.
heading 1905. TBM 1 Charlie Lima.
Okay, see the airport. If that's the one, it looks like just like a road though. Oh, it's this one. I think it's this one. Yeah. Okay, good. Let's go flaps. He hasn't let us go yet. I'm testing how good this flight planning is. He has not told us to move to a different frequency yet or anything. Now the landing gear hasn't told us to change to descend or anything. Yeah, I think it's a bit bugged. The built-in ATC is not perfect. Yeah, that's the runway. I think he was expecting us to actually like move over to the common traffic advisory now, but he didn't tell us to move. So I think like that one. Runway 16. Okay, that's fine. We can do an approach manually. Let's put the gears up again. Then let's say that one.
Foxtrot, Quebec Mike Delta, traffic TBM 1 Charlie Lima is on upwind runway 16.
So let's go past the runway. Then we join the pattern like that, make that like rectangle pattern. That should work. But we'll have to descend a lot. Turn off autopilot. Turn off your damper. Turn off the flight directors so we don't get confused with that. There you go. One six on the heading. There we go. We are now on, what is this? Was it crosswind? Turning
Foxtrot,
crosswind.
Quebec Mike Delta, traffic TBM 1 Charlie Lima is on crosswind runway 16.
So these are the different names of the places, the positions in the traffic pattern. It's a bit bumpy. Map data from Korea. Well, I think Bing Maps always had it before, so they might not have needed a lot of Well, Bing Maps probably took care of that, but the developers, Asobo, probably didn't have to fiddle with it too much. Turning downwind.
Foxtrot Quebec Mike Delta traffic TBM 1 Charlie Lima is on downwind runway 16.
Runway is right there. I think we're a bit far. That's okay. It's slow. Continue our descent here. Actually, that might be enough already. Yeah, we're pretty low here. Jobs like how Explain, well, Explain itself doesn't have that, but there are third-party systems that allow that, and those third-party systems, yes, can integrate with FS 2020 as well. So yes, that's what we're doing actually now. We're doing a job in FS Economy. That's the system, and it's synchronized with Flight Sim 2020. Alright, let's lower the landing gear. A bit more drag in here. Give it some more time. Can barely see the runway. Doesn't have many lights, does it? I'm actually surprised it has like an asphalt cemented thing there. I guess I should be thankful enough for that. Flight gear, I'm not even familiar what that is. Is that like an old school classic simulator? Pretty impressive for what it is. Slow down. Keep it level. I can barely see the runway, my goodness. Go for full flaps here. There it is, there's the runway. I can barely see it. We do have a bit of a tailwind here. Might not be the best approach. That doesn't look too bad. Although the runway itself looks pretty thin. Wonder if we can even accommodate our entire wingspan in there. Interesting. Looks like it's in the middle of the village as well. Yeah, in the map I saw, the village I was saying, yeah, it's right in the heart of it. Interesting. Now the approach speed should be supposedly 85 knots here, so let's lessen that a bit. Lower the throttle and pitch up. That looks more like it. 88 knots. Oh, love it. Love the view. Look at the sides, guys. All these houses and trees and cars even. Very nice look. The airport itself, the runway, doesn't have any markings whatsoever, but I can take that. Just keep this rate as it is. Slow down the descent right there. Oh, I'm floating so bad. Oh, that's bad. That's okay. Reversers. We have plenty of runway. Reverse thrust. Going to beta. I'll take that. Now there is no taxiway or anything, I guess. We somehow just submit the job and see if it will be accepted here. Where do we go? Maybe we can just like turn out from here somewhere. Turn off the heater. Could go next to a house here with a satellite antenna. That should be okay. There you go. Flight is logged and the results can be found on the website.
Okay.
Oh, that actually worked? Nice. Good. So looks like we earned something there. Let's see. Didn't even need me to fully shut down the plane. That's good. Well, not very immersive, but quite nice. Oh, there you go. Yeah, starting from 850, I did that just 4 days ago. I was still able to fly in the new sim. But now it doesn't work and I have to buy a 930 for my purpose. 4593 earnings just from this job though. Not bad at all, my goodness. I can take that. Let's have a look at the view. Yeah. Quite, wow, pretty expensive ground crew fee. I don't see any ground crew here. Okay, if they say so. As long as we earn still plenty, I can take that. Alright, so what we can do now, let's restart the sim because I do want to get live weather. And I'll try to run it in admin mode. Hopefully that fixes my issue. And then we'll see how it works. We'll try to see where we can go. Short flight, a short hop. Alright. So let's see, how do we do that? If I go Microsoft Flight Sim, run as admin, and then we wait again, and while we're waiting we can go and see where we want to go. If we go for like Caravan, Cessna Caravan 208, wasn't it? Yeah, this one. Rentable. See where we can fly. Let me know if you guys have preferences. Algeria, Belgium, Canada, Mozambique, also there. I think I'd want to go somewhere with more procedures so we can test out how it works with Navigraph and everything. So a bigger airport maybe would be nice. Let's see if we can find somewhere in the US that looks familiar. Something we can compare with ATS maybe. No worries, HUD. That's the aim. To relax the viewers. That's perfect actually. Spokane is here. Salt Lake City. Hey, Salt Lake City International. That looks good. Caravan in there, going anywhere we please. It's like Cessna Caravan, lots of things. This one we can rent, but my goodness, that's like 1,000. $1,000 to rent a caravan. It's pretty expensive. How many can it? Oh, because it has more seats, definitely. Double the seats. So double the rent. I guess that works. Yeah, that works all in all. Well, let's try that. Let's go to the US. I don't think I've flown in the US here yet, except in Sedona in the tutorial. Might be a good change. Okay, let's try. So rent that try. But yeah, it's a good excuse being in this system in FS economy. It's a good excuse to fly around the world. And if you don't have a destination in mind, you can let the job take you wherever. Super good. Have fun. Bye. Enjoy. Have a good one, Moraz. Thanks for joining. So anywhere you guys want to go, I would like a short distance if possible. Let's see. Manila passengers. That's interesting. Manila in Utah? Oh, I didn't know there was Manila in Utah. 40 uniform airport. Is that even in the sim? We'll have to check. If it is, we can try. Yeah, I'm not very familiar with this plane, so we'll have to fiddle around with it a bit. But we need like 14 passengers, 1-4. So we need something that's really heavy. Alright, let's see. Does it work if I put in like Clumsy? And then let's just put in here 1 Charlie Lima as well, just to make it a bit more realistic. Let's see how we will react to that. Turboprop caravan, this one. And I think I even have a livery for this, DHL livery, which is pretty cool. Okay, so we can go 2, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, I guess it's harder, huh? When you have the caravan, it's a bit harder to fill the plane. So let's see if it's there, the Manila one. It's not full, but might be nice. So definitely Salt Lake City. Salt Lake City is here, definitely. There you go. But where we go from there, let me have a look. What was it? The Manila passengers, yeah, 40U. 40 uniform is there, nice. 5284 of bituminous. Yeah, I can take that. I can go with that. Looks like there is proper weather as well. Yeah, 903 knots. Yeah, that's varied. So I think we have live weather again. That's good. Although this is the first flight, so that might be a bit different. And lots of stuff here. We can probably go and start here in the ramp, so we're close. But I do want to start cold and dark, so I'll learn how to do it. And we can go high altitude airways. Although we don't have an approach for Manila. That's a bit sad. Yeah, we can take that with lots of waypoints in there. 41 minutes. Just for a bit more realism. There's a Salt Lake City International here right beside it. Oh, this is just the city itself, I see. Hey, wait a minute. Because I'm looking at the time, we have like 40 minutes. I'm not sure I want to do a job in here. Yeah, I don't think we'll have enough time for this one. So I think what we can do is just fly in Salt Lake City. Just see, and then we can try to do an approach here. I'm sure we have like approaches here. And we'll see if we can... Let's see how bugged it is at the moment. See if we can how do you say? If we can choose a procedure, an approach on our own. So let's change that to sometime like, what time is it? What's a nice time? 4 p.m. maybe, just for a bit of difference. Let's go and get that DHL livery, just for a change. Right, let's see how that looks. I won't need the FS Economy plugin. I can actually get rid of that one. My rented plane, I don't need to rent it at the moment. There you go. No one has bought my plane yet. Someone buy my plane. It is in a perfect spot. Alright. But if Salt Lake City... Hey, thanks for the host wheels. Appreciate it. If Salt Lake City is in the map, then I would imagine they would have put in some custom buildings in there. Now, I'm not an expert here, but maybe we can distinguish some of the roads in areas as we see in ATS. That'd be a cool starting point. You can see the images are pretty low res at the moment. Those are probably still getting loaded in. So wait a minute for that to go forth. DHL Delta Hotel Lima Golf Sierra. Pretty cool. Yeah, not familiar with this one though. What I know is this is not a realistic height. I think it should be like this, at least, or that might be too high. Maybe this one. Let's go basic and then go one up, like so. Might be a good compromise. Save here. Oh, that's not saving correctly. I have to disable track IR. 1 second, guys. So go to default, move 1 up, 2 up, Control Alt 0, so that gets saved. Alright, and now we can go there at will. Okay, and then we can turn back track IR on. Nice. Okay. Some of that. Welcome to the stream. Not a very safe thing to do, but yes, I guess you could do that here. Then you'll get a black screen. Hiya. What do we do with this one? We'll need a checklist. Fuel selector both on. That's what I did. Check. Ignition selectors is normal. I think we work with that over... Sorry guys, over here it's in normal. Let's check. Power lever is in idle. That's this one. Prop RPM is in max RPM. That's the one. Looks good. Starting the engine. Battery switch should be somewhere here. That's this one. I am hearing stuff happening. That's a good sign. Beacons are right here. Avionics switch number 1 should be this one. Right, so the 2 panels on the right are on. Fuel boost is on. That should be this one right here, I think. Starter is... 1 sec. This should be cut off. Starter is on. This one. So, and this kind of behaves like a TBM, if I remember correctly. So once that's up there, I guess NG around as high as it would go, you would introduce fuel, set that to low idle like that. Similar to the TBM. So the mixture control is a bit different versus how it works with the propellers, the piston engines. With the turbo prop, it's a bit different how you use that. And then after everything is green, the NG goes to 51%, I guess. After that's green, we can now set the mixture to, I guess, full like that. I'm not so sure, but it doesn't say. Okay. Starter can be turned off. That's the one here, right? There you go. Fuel boost can go back to normal. And then we can turn on avionics switch number 2. Hitting the PNG before the black screen. Hey PDX! Good morning. How are you, man? Parking brake set, release. Yeah, and that's the end of the checklist. So it doesn't really go into too much detail on how you fly around. How you fly with this plane. Very basic stuff. I hope they add on to that. But yeah, this plane also has an inertial separator. But I'm not sure when you use it. I guess it holds to the same principles. But I'm not sure if you mean bypass. What do you guys understand there? If it says inertial separator bypass, that means inertial separator off, I guess, right? And when it's normal, that's the one with it on, because we need that on in the beginning. You turn that off when you're high up and there's no moisture, precipitation, and stuff like that. Alright, altimeter, let's go and listen to... Oh, clouds here. Oh, we do have clouds. Okay, so at least I think we do have live weather here.
Salt Lake Airport information, Sierra 22000.
Sierra. There we go.
Wind calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 1,000 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet, few clouds at 12,500
Few clouds only.
Temperature, 2 tree. 2.10.
It's very different.
Altimeter 29.90. ILS runway 16 left, ILS runway 16 right, and ILS runway 17 in use. Landing and departing runway 16 left, runway 16 right, and runway 17. VFR aircraft say direction of flight. All aircraft read back hold short instructions.
Ifr Clearance. Well, I wanted VFR. I might have filed that incorrectly. Okay. Just ready to do a night flight around Seattle. Loving your new PC. Oh, that's great. How's it working for you? Frame rate's good? Everything? Do we have a VOR nearby that we can tune in? 116.8. Let's try tuning into that. Should capture that. There you go. Tango Charlie Hotel. That's exactly it. Okay. Let's put in like a DME thing so we know how far that is away from us. 16 left should be... Yikes, it's actually very far away from us on the opposite end. Let me have a look at the wind. If the wind is calm, then we should be able to depart from runway 24, the one that's near us. Yeah, it shouldn't be that bad. And in terms of rotation speed, the references here say VR, that's the rotation speed, is 70 knots. VY, best rate of climb, is 95 knots. Okay. You can actually put those on the speed tape also, so we get a nice reference in here. It will list those stuff out. That way. Good. Alright, so we can try flying around with this one. Looking good. Release the parking brake. Let's taxi to the runway. Let's skip the ATC and everything. Oh, I do want to hear how they... I do want to hear how they sound, but... Yeah, let's skip that for now. It sounds so different though, doesn't it? Turboprop engine from those piston ones. Nav, let's turn on the strobe. Let's turn on the landing lights since we're pretty close to the runway already. Salt Lake City, loving those mountains in the distance. This is a bit of a tailwind. Maybe we can squeeze in through that small gap right there. Yeah, actually in this sim, flying at night is such a good experience as well. I was expecting it actually to be quite different, quite dark, but the night lighting is amazing. We'll try that. So we'll fly over Salt Lake City. Let's see how it looks, and then we'll turn it to night and see, compare that. Hey, Recovery City. Yeah, indeed. So good. The systems could do a lot of improvement, but aside from that, it's pretty good. Hopefully they continue improving it. Now with turboprops, I think we have to take care of the torque so we don't over torque the engine. We can just go full power. Here we are. So watch the torque there. Doesn't go to red. Looking good, staying center line. Not as fast as the TBM, this one. Feels pretty sturdy. 70 knots rotation speed. Slowly climb. This is like an overgrown Cessna. Well, it is a Cessna. An overgrown 172. Best rate of climb is around 95 knots, so let's pitch for that. That looks good. Oh, look at that! Look at our altitude. What did we start in? Let's go for maybe 6,500. Are these things downloading in? Why does it look pretty low res in some areas? Greetings from New Zealand. Pare. How are you? That beeping, I think, is an ILS marker. I should be able to turn that off somewhere. Should be a button here, I think. It's gone. It should be, I think, that one, nav1, so that it doesn't continue harassing us. So where's the city itself? It should be to the right, I think. If I remember the map, it should be to the east. So let's go there to the east. Stay at 6,500 here. Let's continue climbing a bit. There we go. Yeah, this plane is actually not bad, huh? It's pretty sturdy. It's like, feels like a GA plane. Doesn't have those like sudden movements from jets. Doesn't shoot up like a rocket, but it has enough power to get you where you want at a reasonable speed. I like that. There's the runway we departed from. There's the city, I think. The city proper. Just try and fly straight and level here for a bit. We are in Salt Lake City. Welcome back, Rohan. I found a job here in FS Economy, but last minute I decided not to take it because it would take too much time, and I think I'd rather explore the city, see how these US cities look, if they got more attention.
Salt Lake clearance delivery, Southwest 1662, ready to copy Ifr Clearance to Las Vegas.
Oh, that's cool.
Southwest 1662 is cleared to Las Vegas Airport as filed. Takeoff runway 16 right climb and...
Tune into approach. Request Class B airspace transition.
Salt Lake approach Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima is type
Clumsy
Cessna
1 Charlie
Caravan,
Lima.
3 miles northeast of Salt Lake, 6,500 feet. Request clearance to transition Bravo airspace.
Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima Salt Lake approach.
I like that.
Squawk 7527.
Squawk 7527 Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima.
The buildings are spawning in, and I'm not sure if
Clumsy
that's
1
because...
Charlie Lima radar contact 2 miles east of Salt Lake, 6,500 feet. Cleared through the Bravo airspace.
Thank you.
Cleared through the Bravo airspace Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima.
There's the city. Those are the beautiful junctions that we fly over in ATS, that we drive over. But yeah, the pop-ins are a bit weird. I haven't encountered that before in other places. It might be those are getting downloaded as we go. So let's fly around here once, and then let's try to go around, see if we'll get the same problem later on. Hey Rata! Glad you made it, man. Have you been able to fly around? Got some time flying around finally? Very grid-like here, huh? Like the organization. It's even like a city hall kind of building in there. Quite different from the other ones. I think the city as well. Maybe we have a couple of landmarks here actually. One sec. Let me try. If I go to assistance, make sure that the points of interests are on. Yeah, okay. I don't think there are custom buildings. Where's the lake? The Salt Lake, more like. There it is. There's the junction. What highway is this? Let's have a look. 1 second. This is the junction connecting I-15, which is right this one, I-80, which is this one, and 201, I think it's that one. Cool stuff. You have, nice. It's a gorgeous town.
Charlie Lima contact Salt Lake approach on 124.3.
124.3. 124.3
124.3 Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima.
Quite a lot of bushes in there in the highway.
Salt Lake approach Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima 6,300 feet.
Massive train station here.
Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima Salt Lake approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.90.
Good. I actually want to descend to maybe around 6,000 feet so we get more of the details. Because as we go higher, the details start cutting off because of the LODs and stuff. And when you're on ultra, I guess that would be extended, but I'm on high end and medium mostly. So I guess it would help if we go a bit closer. 6,000 feet might be good enough altitude for us.
Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima contact Salt Lake approach on 124.9.
Oh my goodness, these guys keep handing me over.
Going to 124.9 Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima.
There's actually a plane there, you guys see? I'm not sure if that's a player or one of the airliners in live traffic, because I do have live traffic enabled. There are a couple of... There's one more there. Oh, that's so cool. Let's turn on the assistance. Let's turn on the player tags. Actually, I think it's here. General traffic, show traffic nameplates, apply and save. Should really be a hotkey for those. There you go. SKW4228. Is that a player? Not sure, or it just displays all the AI planes, I guess. Live traffic means the flights in real life. So it synchronizes them at a bit of, I guess, at a little delayed pace. But they should represent the real flights. Yeah, pretty cool. It probably doesn't go like 1:1, like the actual position of the plane, but maybe the flight plan and the schedule and the plane that's getting flown, maybe that one is represented. I want to go to the... Wasn't there like an open pit mine here in Salt Lake City that we went over in ATS? That should be very, very obvious in the sim. And then the, what do you call it, the flats, the Salt Lake Flats or something, the actual Salt Lake. Let's have a look. 5,500. Okay, fine, let's keep that. Sky West, there you go. Okay, thanks. Yeah, I'm not familiar with it. What SWA is that? Southwest Airlines? That's cool having those things. These look a bit low res though. These are satellite imagery, but yeah, maybe not as good looking from down here. Let me load it up. Where are we? We're here. Okay, I think this is the... This might be the Salt Lake itself. Isn't it? This one? Pond number 2. I'm sure Alex would know this. The Great Salt Air. Or is it that one over there? There we go. Okay, thanks, Jay. It is Southwest Airlines. North Point. The Great Salt Lake State Park. Okay, let's explore that before we turn around. So it should be right straight where we are. And then this one should be Nelson Peak from here in this map. It's actually a smaller airport in here. Interesting. Okay, and then let's go and find that open pit mine afterwards, which I thought was a strip mine. Yeah, I think this is the problem though. When you have like satellite imagery like this, you get to see the imperfections when you're up close. And how the sim normally works around that is it fills these areas with like buildings, with trees and everything. But if the place doesn't really have any buildings or trees, then it cannot fill it up with anything. So you're really just looking at the base layer, the satellite imagery, and the sim cannot prettify it basically because there's nothing to put in there in addition. Unlike, for example, in the Philippines, a lot of areas are very bushy, lots of trees everywhere. So even though the satellite images are not very good looking, they have clouds and something, they get covered by the trees, so it looks very high res. It's a very good combination. So I think, yeah, this one I'm not sure how else they could improve it though, but you do see a bit of the low resness basically at this height. The Great Salt Lake Park, I think, is that one maybe. Looks like some static cars there or something. This would be a nice road to drive in. I don't think we have that in ATS though. Over the coast like that. One of the TV towers in Seattle is a large skinny building. I think that's how they portray the TV towers at the moment. I think that also happened in other areas. And I think we need a more aggressive back here. 1 second. Eater 69 Skeeter. That definitely is a player. Starting to lose altitude. Let's get that back in. Oh, those are trains. Where is that? That one? Oh, that was a train. Interesting. Okay, I see. Makes sense now why they couldn't make that into a highway. Yeah, I hope they add some AI logic as well to add railroads and trains. That would be great. And then they could have like basic trains temporarily, just like placeholders. They would look all alike, and eventually they could like customize the trains to be region specific as well. Like you would have bullet trains in Japan, you would have these old school trains and high-tech ones depending on the region and the route. Further improvement areas. Oh no, you're flying a DHL. Yeah, oh no indeed. Flight 420, blaze it. Sounds legit. Let's go and look for that open pit mine. Oh, I think I see it. I know it's in the south, to the southwest of the city. I think I see it in the map. Let's see how it looks from above here. What are these anyway? Are these trees? Those are rocks? I think those are rocks, huh? That looks a bit weird. Is that really how it is here in Salt Lake City? No, those aren't rocks. Those are trees that are not yet loaded in. So I guess it's streaming the data in as I fly through it the first time. Yeah, look at that. pretty low res initially, and then it starts filling out as the data gets downloaded. Oh, that's pretty cool. And now if you look at it from here, they're no more like blocky things. They're almost fully high res now. Oh, that's amazing. And that, I think, is what the other people are complaining about, the stutters. Because the longer that download is, the more stutters you get. But once those downloads are done, then you get a more seamless experience again. Hey, thanks for following. Appreciate it. Welcome to the channel. Feel free to say hi and join us in chat. .55 FPS on average, playing on default high graphics settings at 3440 by 40. My goodness, that's monsters like that. Monstrous. What specs did you get again? What the heck is that? Let's give it some time to download. Yeah, it looks like those are downloading bit by bit. You see it fleshing out right in front of your eyes. Let's circle around this part until we get some proper images from here. Let's climb to around 6,000 again. Don't over torque it. There we go. I wonder how much data I've downloaded already. Let's have a quick look there. So if I go to general and then data, current data consumption is 3 gigs. That's actually not bad, huh? Yeah. I only have 8 gigs in my rolling cache, so I haven't even filled that yet. RTX 2070 Super. Oh, Mr. 75. Hey, Pat in the Frat. Thanks for joining. Yeah, it does look like a water tower that's not yet downloaded. Let's give it some time. I do like these details though now that they've loaded in. Or starting to load in. Some of the trees are still pretty blurry, pretty coney. And I am climbing like crazy here. My bad. The 75 card, yeah, at 1440p in widescreen. It's doing very good actually. Looks good in slower planes, prop and such. Yeah, exactly. And also with the citation in the other planes, and then now I'm descending again too much. You're normally flying from high above, and when you're that high, the details aren't loaded up anymore. So you get a bit of LOD happening, basically. The water thing still hasn't loaded in, looks like. Mr. 75. It's a good choice, man. 2070 Super. It's like a powerful GPU. Should last you for a couple more years, I guess. What's a C25C? It does look like a water tower in its shadow, but that doesn't look anywhere like it. Where is it? Yeah, the shadow looks good, but that itself isn't. Case of mistaken identity in there, I think. But it's fun. Have you been led? Have you been playing World of Warships with Blah recently? He's been sharing quite a number of pics. There's a plane right to our front, I think. Trying to look for that plane, can't find it. Yeah, there's a plane right there. To our right, I think. Oh, there. Super high up. This plane has a humongous belly at the bottom, huh? Wonder what that's for. The fuel? Maybe not. Alright, let's go to that open pit mine. I think it's here to our right. Let me level off at 6,000 finally. Get some kind of normalcy in here. Played some last night. I see. Sea of Thieves night. Cool. Enjoy, guys. Hey Wheels, welcome to the stream. On the Garmin, can you actually type in alphanumeric keys for FMS? Manipulating the FMS in the Garmin and the G1000, not very feasible at the moment. It's quite finicky. It can hang, it can crash the sim sometimes. We'll try it out now as we do our final. So let's go and check out this open pit mine, and then we'll go back and land in Salt Lake City International. Can't wait to see Iceland, the changes they made to it. Promos 250? Oh yeah. I think I missed something. Oh, Promos 250 is out. Nice. Thanks for the news, Jay. That's great. I'll also announce it in the YouTube. A lot of people are waiting for that. So the open pit mine should be to our right here. I remember driving through it in ATS, but I don't see anything at the moment. Should be clearly visible now. Should be right before these mountains, I think. Should be right there. Interesting. Let's see. Maybe this is a satellite image before the mine was dug out or something. I don't know. How properly trim an airplane. I highly recommend checking out the series from Squirrel. It teaches a lot of the basic stuff. Very informative, very good step-by-step tutorial on how to fly your plane. And it's I still watch it because I learn a lot from it, even if I've been flying for a little while. You've been watching his videos. Oh, that's great. Yeah, I think if you get the concepts, then it's really practice. Bonjour. Hey Uber, how are you? Okay, this should be the open pit mine, probably after this bend. Let's see. Now it doesn't look like it. That's weird. Should be right here. Should be exactly this one. Maybe it cannot depict all those rough edges. I don't know. It looks like we're losing a lot of altitude. Well, not really losing altitude, but the ground is climbing up towards us. Oh, that's sad.
500. 500.
Maybe it's beyond these mountains. Let's try. One last chance. .95 knots, best rate of climb. Let's get some altitude here, just so we can see beyond those hills. Maybe from high up it will look a bit better. Trim. Time's up. Yeah, I know, right? It's flight sim. It just poof, 3 hours go by. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't look like anything's really there. Weird. Oh, that's disappointing. Well, we do see a bit of the strip mine in there. At least the strips, right? The lines you see. But the shape, I don't think they got it at all. Oh, there it is. There it is. One sec. Maybe that's the one. As you go beyond here, let's go external view. There it is. There it is. I'm good with that. Okay, there is something at least. Cool. That's where we delivered to in ATS. Nice. Just need to be much higher to see it. And I doubt that's handcrafted or anything. It's just based on purely AI and all the data they have. Oh, that looks so good. Hey. Another shot. There you go. Now those houses and those roads might be probably a bit hard if you're living like that. 45 degrees. But okay. Right, let's extend it a bit. We'll just land in the airport. I do see an airport that is closer. Let's go and tune into that. South Valley Regional.
Salt Lake approach Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima 9,700 feet.
There's the airport actually.
Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima Salt Lake approach continue as planned. Altimeter 29.87.
2987. So let's tune into that one. Let's see. What airport are you? Uniform 42, that's the one. Automated weather, AWOS.
Uniform 42 automated weather observation 2300 Zulu. Wind, calm. Visibility, tree. Sky condition, few clouds at 900 feet, few clouds at 4,100 feet.
That's okay. If the winds are calm, then we can choose which one is closest to us. Let me see. 3-4 should be okay, I think.
Uniform 42 traffic Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima 4 miles west 8,200 feet inbound to land runway 34.
Mexican trucks can go through them easily. Alright, HUD. No problem, man. We're almost finished. Thanks for joining. Appreciate the company. Catch you next time. Is this the runway? Yeah, this is the runway. See, we are kind of like joining right base here. We climb up a bit so we can set our flaps here. Wait a minute. There you go. Super high. Landing flaps. Now this plane always has a fixed landing gear, so no need to worry about the landing gear not getting deployed. Let's announce that we are on base.
Uniform 42 traffic Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima is on base runway 34.
I'm not sure what the approach speed is. I'm going to assume 70 knots. And that's not bad. I think we can bleed that off. Do we have PAPI lights on that airport, on that runway? I don't think so. So we'll have to gauge on our own if we're high or low. I think we'll need to dive a bit here. Just temporarily. Turning final.
Uniform 42 traffic Clumsy 1 Charlie Lima is on final runway tree 4 to land.
We do have PAPI lights, there it is. Right on the touchdown zone. Not really familiar how you land this plane. Probably have all my
500.
approach speeds wrong and everything. But we'll make it work somehow. I hope. I've been on idle ever since. There you go. Oh my goodness. Too much speed. Too much speed. Look at that. Wonder what the approach speed on this plane is. Maybe 60 knots. Reversers. Yeah, so it's really important, especially once you get to the higher, the faster planes, that you get the proper V speeds, the approach and everything. Still smooth. Yeah, very far from the touchdown zone, but at least we didn't get rocked down. We have plenty of runway space anyway, I guess. Oh look, there's actually a taxiway right here. If you can turn that is. Differential braking, there you go. Now what we're really missing now, look at that windsock, is the proper replay feature, so you can analyze your landings to your heart's content. Turn off the landing lights. Yes, using the pedals. Super helpful. Such an immersion game changer. Look at the houses. Why do they look so ugly? All malformed and stuff in the trees. Why? I think they're not downloading properly, are they? Let's get close to one. Let's end the stream there. Looks like a caricature. Oh my goodness, what happened, guys? What happened? We haven't finished downloading. Come on. Is the problem with my connection? Maybe my cache needs to be bigger? I don't know. Smoky McPuffins. I'm not sure myself. But it's been this way for me ever since. There are a couple of things you can try, but it will require a lot of fiddling around with the settings. Alright, I think that's that. We just... Actually, I probably should have turned off the avionics. I don't know how to shut this thing down properly. Will it just stop? Yeah, I think it just stops like that. I don't know. Just turn off the lights and everything. Where's even the parking brake? Oh, there. Okay, but it's off. There you go. With the high risk houses. I wonder what that is. I'll have to explore that. Might be a bit of a bug. Can follow the checklist and go backwards to shut down. I guess that can be a good way to do it, yes. Or just turn everything off. Yeah, might even have to do with your settings, your internet settings, Smoky McPuffins. Try turning off the downloading function to see if that works somewhat. But yeah. Alright, but anyway, thank you for joining me guys on this stream. As always, time flew by. Sorry, did not intend for that pun to happen, but yeah, enjoyed spending time with you guys. Catch you guys again on Friday for some trucking. Have a good day. Have a good night. Catch you on Discord in the meantime. Clumsy flying. Thank you. Bye-bye.